Welcome back to Premier Hotspurs TV, guys. It's going to be me and Matt, but Matt's having trouble with his camera. So, I don't know. Matt, you in the background?
I'm here, mate. If you can hear me.
I can hear you. I can hear you perfectly, pal. How are we?
Yeah, I'm all good. The camera's not, I can't find it on the actual laptop. I don't know if it's a actual laptop, I'm not sure, but I'm here.
You're here. Doesn't matter, mate. It doesn't matter. You're here. As Premier Hotspur TV, tonight we'll be going through the post-match reaction to the Manchester City game in the FA Cup, guys, and we'll go for the rest of the season review and we'll have a transfer update. As I said, guys, hit the comments, guys, hit the likes and subscribe if you already haven't. Matt, FA Cup, Matt. Let's start with the post-match reaction, Matt. Give us your thoughts, Matt.
Look, it was always going to be a tough game playing City. When they get past December and into January, it's game time for them, isn't it? They seem to switch on. Look, it wasn't a brilliant overall game. I was expecting way more goals and a bit more attacking input, but we still had 3 or 4 of our best players or of our midfield missing. Son makes a massive difference when he plays against Manchester City. So that I'm not as upset as I have been in the last few years when we've been knocked out by like Middlesbrough and people like that. I think we just unfortunately just got a bad end of the draw and we weren't good enough, on the night, especially in midfield and attack. But I thought the defence were pretty good, and to be honest, we only lost 1-0. Not like we got hammered.
Absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. Let's go back to the beginning, Matt. Let's go how he lined up and all that. But first, Matt, you'll look after the comments, Matt. If you can still do that, you can still
do that.
Yeah.
Wayne Bonner's in the building. He says, "Good evening, fellas, and everyone in the chat. Hope you're well. How's everyone feeling?"
Welcome, Wayne. Thank you very much for coming back in, pal. Have we got anyone else, Matt?
And Jake's back in the building. Yes. He says, "What a couple of days, hey? Football is crazy." #Klopp.
Yeah, exactly. We'll get on to Klopp. We'll get on to that at the back end. Jake, thanks for coming in, pal. Thanks, Wayne. And if you're already, if you're still in there, guys, just smash the like, subscribe if you're already, and leave us comments. Just talk about anything, guys. But the minute we're talking about the post-match action, Matt, let's go back to the starting lineup. Mm-hmm. How he lined up with Vicario in goal, Porro, Dodgy, Van der Ven, Romero, and Bentancur, Højbjerg, Kulu, Johnson, Richarlison, and Werner. Did you thought that was good enough to go toe-to-toe with City, Matt?
I wouldn't say to go toe-to-toe. I thought we could, get a goal or two, or maybe just get a bit lucky, maybe like we do against City, and get out of there. But you can't go toe-to-toe with City. Well, not unless you got your kind of full 11.
Well, didn't have no De Bruyne today. Didn't have no Haaland, Matt.
And no, true.
When them two are not in team, they're still a good team. Don't get me wrong. They're still on the bench and everything.
They're stupid, mate. If you look, you only have to look at their bench compared to ours, and it said the story.
Yeah, but still, we still get in the comments, Matt, about Brennan Johnson, about Timo. We told you about Timo and things like that. Are they coming in for harsh opinions just like that, guys, Matt?
Listen, I'm not going to go on at Timo too much because I actually thought probably out of the front 3, along with him and Richarlison, they were pretty good. I thought they did their job. And Timo can only make runs. If he doesn't get fed the ball, what can you do? We'll talk about that in a minute. I have to say, Brennan Johnson, I don't want to be. I'm not going to be too harsh on him, and I'm still going to give him time. But he's not a starter for me, mate. I think he's more of an impact sub, and unfortunately, it's just with all the injuries, I think he's been overplayed now, and I don't know if he's not ready or it's still it's a massive step up from Nottingham Forest to Tottenham Hotspur, and he's still only 22. I think there's a player in there but I think I feel like he's better when you've got a more of a tired defence. Like when he came on, didn't we, when we were losing at the beginning of the season, and he scored, and it was just ruled out offside, wasn't it? But you could see he made that impact with his pace. I mean, he tries. I thought his tracking back was a bit better against Manchester City. Didn't seem as lazy as I've seen in sort of previous weeks. I think it's going to take time. I'm not going to get on him too much, but I definitely think we're going to need some more competition on that right hand side.
Absolutely, Matt. Absolutely. And the thing is, Matt, let's just stay on Johnson a minute. And it was because it was good because after that game, I watched a lot of these post-match reactions, and I thought some of the fans were just some of them was going overreacting a bit. I mean, considering who were playing on the night, but it was interesting to hear some of the comments about Brennan Johnson saying it's not an Ange, it wasn't an Ange sign. He got thrown. It got thrown at him and things like that. I believe it's an Ange signing, Matt, because the reason why I say that, Matt, is if it wasn't an Ange signing, he would not be playing. Just like Eric Dyer. Eric Dyer doesn't fit his thing. He was playing. The last time we played City at the City was Emerson Royale and Ben Davies, 2 fullbacks, but Eric Dyer was there on the bench. So this is what I'm going to say. If Johnson weren't his signing, he would not be playing. I fairly do that. I don't think he'll be playing, Matt. And I really do believe that when Anne said the players I want in, it's the players I want to make a difference to the thing to 11. So I do believe it was an Anne signing. It's just not worked out in what we expect it to be, Matt, because we saw this great player in the Championship, but the level between Championship and the Premier League is massive. It's huge. And I don't know what you think about that, Matt. Do you believe that was an Ange signing?
Yeah, I do. I do. He kind of suits Ange's profile of winger and, that pace that he wants. He's still only young, it's going to take time. You look at other wingers in the league. I don't see Luis Diaz, who's been in the league a lot longer. I don't think his numbers are fantastic this year, but it just seems like we're just not the most patient, are we? To be honest, but I think he's an Ange signing, but I don't think Ange wanted to necessarily play him all the time, and I don't know if he's a starter yet.
Yeah, but if you go at it, Matt, if you look at the bench and look at what he's got at the minute in front of him, he's had Maddison out. Maddison didn't start. He's got no other options, is it? Just keep playing Johnson at the minute.
No.
It's frustrating, Matt, because I was excited about this signing. I thought, yeah, do you know what? This kid can be the real deal, but I'll give him to the end of the season, Matt, to see if he can kick on, if he can take these criticism on the chin, and I'm going to prove everyone wrong. You know what I mean? I'm a player that fits this squad of Anges. You know what I mean? Matt, we'll go on to the other wing because a lot of people calls Timo a lot of flank. You know what I mean? I thought he actually he never gave up, and he rang his socks off. And the amount of times he was pointing into the gaps every time, and no one was picking him out. If that was Heung-min Son, would people be picking out Heung-min Son for that?
Yeah, they'd be playing him in. But yeah, I'm not going to get on Timo. I think he hasn't played much. I thought he was good against United. Don't think he was brilliant. I thought he was good. I thought he looked very lively against City. He was the only one who looked like he's got a lot of pace, and we've needed that. But down that left side, you've got to play him in behind. He had Walker, 3 or 4 times where City played a high line. Kulusevski kept holding on to the ball too long. Højbjerg didn't release it. Hopefully, with Maddison back now, I guarantee he would have released that ball in behind. It's like his first fault, but maybe it's chemistry and maybe things like that.
There was times in the first half, Matt, and Poro's normally really good at it. He pings them ball over the top. He finds them gaps. And Timo was 2 or 3 times in the first half. He was literally, you can tell me, he's pointing in that gap, get that ball in there, get that ball.
Yeah.
And it wasn't going. And people's just flacking about that. Oh, that's all he's got. He hasn't got much. He doesn't bring up much to the team. Him him and Richarlison. Richarlison ran his socks off as well. I think he worked hard, but he'd have no service.
He held the ball up well as well. I actually think his hold-up play's got a lot better
absolutely
recently.
Matt, we've got any comments there, Matt?
Yeah, mate, I'm just... Wayne, the only problem with Timo was the rest of the team who didn't play him through when they should have. I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, absolutely, Wayne. Absolutely. This is what I said. I was, do you know what? I was flipping shouting the screen when I was hearing a couple of these podcasts were saying, like,
I know.
What did he do in the game? And I'm saying to myself, did you not watch the game? I mean, how many times did he point? He wanted the ball there. He wants the ball there. And even
if you had the best wingers in the world and a striker up front, if no one's going to release the ball in the midfield, what are you supposed to do? Your front three can only do as much as they receive. Yeah. And we didn't do enough.
That's what I'm saying. Jake's in there.
You'd think if you got Kudos instead of Johnson, it would have helped Spurs massively. 47 million for Johnson seems really good business so far.
Really poor business. Yeah. Hindsight's great, isn't it? It is really good.
You never know, though. Like, you know, the amount of times that he could come good next year, or I think he just needs a couple of goals or an assist or something again to fire him up.
I think we have overpaid. Obviously, I admit, I said 40. Wow,
yeah,
that much money on this. He deserves 25 million maximum.
Inflation, though, isn't it, with the English?
If you're buying off a British club, you're gonna, especially when they know we've got the money. Mm-hmm. We've got the money. But we get on with transfers, Matt, because there is a transfer thing I want to go up with.
Yeah.
But yeah, I agree with that.
Wayne, final comment. He says, as for Johnson, he's a kid, still learning. I'd start him on the bench and let him get used to how we play and what's expected or required of him.
Yeah, interesting comment, Wayne. At the minute, he's got no options, though. Two playing, Wayne. When we get everyone back, the SARS, the Bazumas, the Sons, Maddison gets back where he should be. I don't think Bentancur's upward speed at the minute. No doubt about it, he's a great footballer, and he's one of the best in there for us. So, I mean, I think it's more to come from him. But I just think Werner and Johnson, Matt, it's just getting a lot of flack at the minute. I mean, especially Werner. It's his second game in. In is it's
It's not like he missed. It's not like he missed a sitter or even had a chance.
Matt, we knew when he first come in. Yeah, we knew. Even we said you're not getting a prolific guy to put goals at the back of the net all the time.
You're going to get someone who's going to run and he's going to get you in behind with that pace.
Yeah.
We need
I'm sure Ange and Daniel Levy and the club didn't bring him in just for that. I mean, we're missing someone to go down the wing. It'd be interesting to see when Solomon's back. We ain't seen much of him, this guy. I mean,
he was just starting to. I remember him in the Burnley game. He got 2 assists.
A glimpse of Solomon,
you know what I mean? And then he got injured. He's had quite a bad injury, so it'd be interesting to have him back, and then you can have more options.
Yeah, absolutely. Matt, anyone else?
Michael Lee Mabs in Booty said Timo's game is the ball being released to him or run onto. He was given the ball loads at Chelsea. It was just his finishing touch. Loads going just wide, but he is a creative player.
Yeah, absolutely. He brings other people into the game, and he's quick. You can play that ball over the top, and he's rapid. I mean, if he does sort that first touch, because he's not great on his first touch on that, and his shooting's not fantastic, but if he can improve that, Matt, I mean, listen, it's a loan deal. And as we said, Matt, it's a win-win situation for us, right?
Yeah.
If he doesn't perform, we can send him back. Yeah. I mean, at the end of the day. I think it's just a filling gap, Matt. I really do. It's a filling gap.
I have to say, I saw glimpses. He nearly set up Johnson for that goal, didn't he? Where he tried to dink the keeper, Johnson. And it was Werner who he did quick feet inside, nutmeg the player, and the pass in behind was maybe a bit too heavy, but it was a bit lighter. I mean, I thought Johnson maybe should have gone round the goalkeeper rather than trying to dink it. But, he's obviously got that in his locker. I think he's here for more than goals, like you say. Assists as well.
And what was that with our attacking threat, Matt? The only thing was any other comments there, Matt? Sorry, before I go on.
Just Michael coming back. He just said at Chelsea, his assist was unbelievable.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, it's not all about scoring goals. I mean,
no.
That's what Timo can bring.
going to scare defenders. Pace scares defenders. And when we get teams who are going to low block against us, especially when we're at home, you need pace to get in behind.
And I said, Matt, just finishing off on the attack front, the only thing what really got me, Matt, is it's not a bad front three. It's not the one we dream of, Matt, but it's worse out there, Matt. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And obviously with Bentancur there, Kulu there as well, we only created 2 chances in the whole game.
It was 1 on target, wasn't it? I think
that was that Johnson through on goal.
That was through Werner coming in and that was using his pace.
Absolutely. I mean, but that's the only thing I'll say, Matt. That was
although
at home.
I will give. I think as well, you got to look at it like I think you have to give the opposition credit as well. I thought their game plan was spot on. I think Ange got out tacticked by Pep, to be honest, and I think he nullified the inverted fullbacks.
But I think not.
But then they've been in a project for 8 or 9 years. We haven't even played 6 months. Well, no, we've just about done 6 months in this new.
Well, it didn't really pay off, Matt, leaving Maddison on the bench. I would have started.
Although I'll be honest,
he didn't come on.
He looked unfit to me. Even when he came on, I thought he wasn't. He was never going to go in for 50-50s because he's obviously hurt his ankle, isn't he? So you're going to be. It's going to take him a couple of games, I think, just to get up to that. The sort of stuff. But maybe he thought I can give him. What did he give him? 15 minutes, was it? 10?
Yeah, about 15, 20 minutes he had.
But he hardly touched the ball. But no one in our midfield got hold of the ball.
But saying that, Matt, coming on as Asabi's first game back for 11, 12 weeks against a team like City, it's hard.
Exactly. It's going to take some time.
It's going to take him time, yeah, absolutely.
We've got a lot of games coming up as well. I kind of got it. We have got a lot of games coming up. It's 3 in a week, isn't it, or something? Aggressive Pony says hello. He says Noosa deal is off.
We'll speak about that soon. We'll speak about that.
Daniel, he says, sorry, that front three is toothless.
Daniel, yeah. No, do you know what, Daniel? Do you know what? I can't sit here and say I disagree. I mean, that's always got.
Richarlison's got 6 in 6. So.
Yeah. I mean, with Charlison as well. Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of flank about him still. Yeah, I mean, it is what you see. What you get is what you get with him. With Richarlison, at the end of the day, he's not going to be your prolific goal scorer like a Harry Kane sort of type. But what you get with Richarlison is hard work, holds up the ball. But is that what we want? And no, we're looking for someone who score goals, and I agree with that. Even Antonio, how's it going, pal?
He says Timo's full of running, seems to get caught marginally offside a lot. Poor finisher, but there's definitely something there. A lot of us was sorry to see him go.
Yeah, Tony, absolutely. I was shocked when he went from Chelsea because I think he done all right at Chelsea. I think he was doing some good stuff, and I think he can bring that to Tottenham. I really do. I think it's got to be a bit patient with him when he's got that full team in there. With when we can release Bentancur, when Bazuma and Sarr's back. Do you know what I mean? Because it's going to be hard because we can't play all 4 of them like Maddison, Bentancur, Sarr, and Bazuma. So it's going to be tough for Ange to pick a 3 out of that 4. I mean, I know which 3 I'll go with, but definitely it's going to be tough.
Michael says, I love Kulu. He is so passionate for your club.
Kulusevski, do you know what? He blows hot and cold for me. He's not consistent enough for me. But yeah, if someone, do you know what? He plays out wide, Matt. He's all right going out there, but he's too.
I'm not sure if I like him in the 10. I'll be honest. He did nothing against City.
No, that's what I'm saying.
Throw him on the right. He kind of holds the ball up better and he's actually got a good turn of pace and he can whip a good ball in. You know.
Yeah.
No surprise to me. Jake says, guess the only annoying thing for Spurs is you've gone out of both cups at the very early stages.
Yeah, it's frustrating not having Europe, Jake, this year. And we did say at the beginning of the season we would love to have a cup run. I mean, we're starved of cups. I'm getting sick and tired coming on here every single time talking about we're trophyless. It's all Spursy. And it is. We'll never get rid of that name until we go on and win trophies. It's simple as that. It's as simple as that. I mean, we can have our nice stadiums, we can have all this. I mean, but it's all about winning trophies, Matt. No one remembers about having nice stadiums and having this and that. It's about winning trophies, Matt. They look on the people who's won it over the years, Matt. You know what I mean?
I think
one trophy, mate.
I think you look at, Liverpool as an example. When Klopp first came there, they didn't win anything. They got to a final of the, but it took them a while to build that. And I believe in our team, we're trying to build it. You need a bit of luck with a cup draw. I mean, it's pretty unlucky to get Man City in the fourth round.
But just it's the manner we went out, Matt.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna go on that side now, Matt. Let's any more comments there, Matt?
There's quite a few, mate. Yeah. Okay, you get what you pay for. Average front three, average result.
Right. Yeah.
Hard work should be mandatory. Can't see why fans praise a player for running around.
No, I'm not giving them praise, and I'm not trying to stick up for them, Daniel. You're absolutely spot on. Right? I mean, playing for that shirt and walking out that tunnel, that's just mandatory as well. That just you're playing for that badge. You know what I mean? You're going out there. You got to give it all. Yeah, and the basics and what you expect is to work hard. I mean, you run through brick walls for us. Yeah, absolutely. But we did not buy. We knew about Richarlison when we brought him. I mean, he's not a prolific goal scorer, and is it right having him up top? I don't think so. I think he plays better out wide, but at the minute he's never a forward. You know what I mean? He's never forward. He doesn't score enough goals, and I think that's our problem. We didn't go replace Kane in the summer, and thinking was right or on Son and Richarlison. He can just go in there when Son's not there. And to me, it should have went Kane out straight away. Go get a big signing. A big striker. I mean, I would have went all out and bought Tony, even though if he's suspended till January. I would have went out and just bought Tony at the end of the day. Someone like that, Matt, someone can just score goals for us, Matt. I think when we get our 11 back, Matt, a full strength 11, Matt, and if you add someone like Tony in there, Matt, who can score goals, we can go to the end of the season, Matt, and we never know where we can end up. But yeah, no, Daniel, seriously, I'm not sitting here, or me and Matt's not sitting here praising players for running around. We know it. That's got to be basics. That's basics when you play for Tottenham.
Yeah, I agree. We need a striker, but I'm going to disagree with Tony. I don't like him as a person. I don't think he's good for the dressing room. I think he's quite an arrogant person. I think he's really disrespected Brentford and the stuff he's come out. Even though they've stuck by him through.
Hard at a minute, mate, Matty, about a striker.
Mate. There's not many good strikers out there. I'll be honest, mate.
Like people talk about this Gimenez from final. Yeah, we saw Janssen. He at top ranks in that league, and he come in. He was a donkey.
Yeah. The only thing I'll say is I do trust this recruitment team a bit more. I do feel like they're kind of.
They seem like they're not rushing, Matt. They seem like they're going to go out and just like buy the player.
Even if they don't get number one target, they always have another just in case, don't they? Like you can see it. Like they couldn't get Tapsoba or whoever, and then they went, we'll get Dragoosh in. We'll bring him in. So it's not like you're not getting your number one. There's other target, because you can't always get your. Louis says, lads, it's been too long. Great to see you back. Nice to have you here, mate.
Yes, pal.
Akulu, brilliant work rate, but low end product. I probably agree.
Yeah, absolutely. We see a flashes of brilliance every now and then. I want more from Kulu. I expect more from Kulu. But are we expecting too much of him? And I mean, so 24 years. Yes, we know we sit here. How many times we got to keep saying this? 24. We know it's 24 years and one trophy. And Matt, I know Daniel Levy's getting a lot of flack for not winning these trophies and this. But sometimes you've got to. Some of these years, Matt, where we have been in finals and semi-finals, and you've got to point out some of these players and these teams, Matt. It's not all on Daniel. It's not all on Daniel Levy. No, I'm not sitting here saying Daniel Levy in, or I know it's it's times and days where you can call Daniel Levy out for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some players have to take responsibility.
It's just sometimes when we get to a semi-final or a final, the team's there, but some reason they just don't turn up on the day, or no one steps up and drags us over the line, like someone like other teams have had.
I mean, so well, I'm not going to get into that because we've talked about that already. But
Jake says, my only problem with Ange at the moment is he seems to be very quiet or lack of influence on the sidelines. Might just be his style, but compare him to Pep yesterday. He's barking at his players, especially Doku.
I just think it's the way he is, Jake.
I have heard him bark on the touchline, though. I think he's probably thought, right, we're playing Man City. We're not going to be all over him, and we're not. He knows we're not there yet. He even said, he's been here 8 years or 9 years. Where did Pep finish in his first season? 4th? Took him a while, didn't it? So it's going to take him a while to.
And as Ange said after the game, he said, "Listen, they got 9 years on us. Simple as that. I mean, and you can't. It's just it. But with their team to our team. Pep's brought this team."
Yeah,
over the last couple of years, I mean,
it's crazy. Like you say, when I've seen all the stuff I've seen online about some people saying get Ange out and stupid things like that, when we came 8th last year, we were an absolute disaster, and he's trying to rebuild it. And at least we're there in the race, aren't we?
Yeah,
can't say we're not.
Absolutely. Anyone else, Matt? Or is there some more? Right.
There's quite a few, mate. Yeah.
Good.
The owners are clearly only interested in top 4. Then we're just going to quickly try and get through these.
Yeah.
23 years, Enoch took over in 2001. Daniel says, the difference with Liverpool is they sold a star player in Coutinho and got Van Dijk and Alisson. We sold Kane and got bloody Brennan Johnson. There's levels to this.
Well, we can talk about this, Daniel. It's been, if we can go back before that.
We signed Brennan Johnson before Kane, though, didn't we? Or was it? Oh, no, it was on the last day, wasn't it?
Yeah,
I don't think he was the Kane replacement. I still think we'll go and get one. I don't know who it will be. But...
I think we should have done it. It should have a replacement lined up.
We sold him too late. I don't think there was enough time. No one would never play at that position better than Hazard on the wing. The Premier League is so aggressive now in the past 4 years. Tony says, think Son is your best player by a mile, makes you tick. You usually give City a good run, but Friday you were toothless. I think Tony is arrogant, but a very good player.
He is arrogant, but that's what we need at the minute. Someone who can put balls at the back of the net. That's what we need, and that's what we're missing.
Daniel says, I don't trust this recruitment team when they waste nearly 50 million on a winger. I think that's harsh.
Well,
if you look at the recruitment team in the summer, let's name who. Right, your doggy came in, Vicario's come in, Sar's come in. I'd actually say in the last
Van der Ven's come in.
Van der Ven's they've changed our team. So
yeah. I can see where you're trying to come from, Daniel. Yeah, me personally, 50 million on Brennan Johnson. It's 25
I'm not being funny, mate. We could have Man United's recruitment team, and they go and buy Anthony for 90 million. They bought Casemiro and put him on a 6-year contract. He's growing older. Yeah. They bought Sancho for 75 million. He's gone on loan. So I actually think we're in a good. I think we've actually got a recruitment team now. At least they know what they're doing and they have a plan. You can't get every transfer right. That's all I'll say.
Yeah.
That's all of them, mate.
That's all of them, right. Okay. Now let's go on to the positives. We've got the negatives out of the way. Let's go on to the positive, which was the back 4. And Vicario as well. I thought they were fantastic, Matt. Especially Van den Ven and Romero. Van den Ven, for me, I think, was probably the standout.
Boy,
I think he was absolutely fantastic. It's a Rolls Royce, isn't it?
Yeah.
Of a defender. £30 million. It's probably a snip. It's probably someone who we're going to probably in the near future going to probably sell for a good 60, 70, 80 million pounds. Someone will come in for him. But at the minute, let's not talk about it. Let's talk about he's a Tottenham player and he's unbelievable. He's an unbelievable talent. I mean, Romero as well, he was great. Does he suit as captain? I don't know. But he's definitely that sort of type of leader. He's hard, I mean, he's solid. Does he bark the orders much? I don't know. I don't see him much doing that. I thought Dodgy was great again. People saying didn't have a great game. Me personally, I think he did. And Poro, it wasn't Poro's best game, Matt.
I thought defensively he was good. I thought he handled it quite well. Even when Doku came on, it's a lot to handle with that guy. He just comes at you. But I thought I love Poro's passion when he makes that block on the line or clears the ball. You know, he can see he's almost like he scored a goal. He shows that same passion when he blocks a ball out for a corner.
Absolutely, it's like Matt. And you talk about when we talk about our back line. I mean, great. The front, the middle department with Benton Core, with Pierre and with Kulu. I thought Pierre was all right, Matt. I thought Pierre was all right.
I'd actually agree with you there, mate. I apart from the last 10 minutes when he just had a,
I think he flags anyway. He blows out once he starts the game.
What he was doing for that, that there was that one chance where he swung at it, didn't he? He missed the ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I think he's doing as well as he can. He's not an Ange player, is he? He's not brilliant at coming out from the back, but I have seen an improvement. And even though he wants to go, I still think he puts in the effort. So
And quickly on the goal, Matt, was it a foul on the keeper? Where'd you see yourself on that?
I mean, no, I saw people say the keeper's weak there, but he's kind of been impeded because Diaz pushes him and then he kind of shoves his whole body. I don't understand. I've seen Alisson do it when Man City fouled him, or allegedly Akanji. I think Alisson bumped into Akanji. He fell over and the goal was ruled out. So actually, it's the consistency again, mate. I've seen them given all season a foul on the goalkeeper. You've impeded him. I guarantee if that happens in the opposition box or a player does it to one of our players and you've stepped across and impeded him, it's a foul, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, and I don't understand what VAR have seen.
I think City had one disallowed against Liverpool, or is it something like that? Fairly similar.
Yeah. No, and Akanji didn't even touch Alisson, but Liverpool got away with it.
Yeah. You're talking about that one. Yes. Sorry, Matt.
It's just annoying, mate, because I just think it's the consistency again. You can't give it for them. So and then I'm thinking, well, this is City. They obviously got 115 charges against you. You might as well make it 100 and whatever it is, because I don't know. There's something wrong there, mate. And I do think he was fouled, but it was just finally they've scored a goal after about 5 years, 2 months, and it was a scrappy corner goal. The only thing I would say is that City have been doing that all night. It's not the first time it happened to Vicario. Diaz was shoving him around all the time. So whether our defence need to try and sort something out, and if you've got, there's only so much your manager can do, but as players, you need to go, right, we need to stop him from pinning to Vicario. We need to get in Diaz's face and try and get someone on the line, or do something a bit different. It's not like it was the only one time. It happened every corner they had. They put a man on Vicario and they swung it right into him. Yeah,
and De Bruyne, he does absolutely deliver some lovely corners. I'm telling you, that guy.
Well, I'm not gonna.
But you know what, mate? Matt, it's roundabouts. We've had our fair share of them. So I'm not. Do you know what? I don't want to really say, that ruined the game.
I think they deserve to win anyway. I'll say that. But I think it's just the consistency thing for me, mate. You'll probably see that given as a foul probably next week.
And you know what? Right? I think what you said there, I think it's a bit unfair on the slack on the Vicario there, because all season, mate, he's been demanding that box.
Unbelievable. He's probably been one of our best players.
Yeah,
I'm not going to get him from I've seen Lloris make about 12 mistakes a year. I wouldn't class it as a mistake because I think he's been fouled. But that's.
Any more comments, Matt, before we get on to the next subject?
Well, Tony comes back and says, "Don't be worried about recruitment." He said, "We bought Saicedo for 100 mil, lol."
Yeah. He hasn't. He was fantastic at Brighton. And I thought when Chelsea got him over Manchester United, I thought, wow, they've got a real good signing. But he hasn't hit the hypes. And or was he getting found out, Matt? Is he getting found out?
Well, maybe, but you have to remember at Brighton, he had Basuma, who helped him out. and he had Alexis McAllister, and that's two very good midfielders alongside him. I don't think he's got that at Chelsea. So
yeah, absolutely.
Defensively, they were all poor, the defenders, but Udogie and Porro and Romero, all sloppy in possession, especially Porro when going forward, which surprised me.
Yeah. As I said, Porro didn't have his best game.
No.
I admit that. I mean,
many people had a great game. I think it was just an off night, mate, to be honest, and that happens.
Yeah, absolutely.
He also said Van der Ven was the best. I think that was Van der Ven's best game for Spurs. Yeah. I thought he was brilliant.
Yeah, I think he was fantastic.
He also said it's a defender's job there then to create a shield so the goalkeeper is not getting blocked off by an opposing player.
Yeah, absolutely. Someone should, as captain, Romero, he should have took that. I mean, he should be sorting that defense out. He should be sorting that box out. He should be telling everything. He should be barking orders as a captain. That's what
maybe they're thinking as players they've seen that given as a foul all the time. You know, you impede the goalie, it is normally a foul. So maybe they're thinking, right, we'll just let him do it. Because if he's going to shove him and push him, then it will be a foul. But, you know, it wasn't to be the case.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Is that it, Matt?
Yeah, that's it, mate, for now.
Yeah. So overall, Man City deserved that. I think we covered that well. Matt, let's just get on to the rest of the season, Matt. Let's get into the rest of the season now. What can we look forward to now, Matt? Is it just one a game? Do we say to ourselves just one a game a week now? Let's see. Let's get our players back. Let's hope who we can recruit in the next couple of days. Is anyone going to come in? We don't know. If not, I'm not really bothered because I think when everyone's back, I think we can give it a good go. If we can add a striker, Matt, if we go out there and wear our big boys' pants and flipping Dan Levy just racks some money up for someone and pulls it out of the bag for us with a top striker for the end of the season, Matt, I think we can go. I think we can really, really attack the top three, Matt, and let alone the top four. Because I really do think once everyone's fit, Matt, I think we will kick on again. What's your expectations, Matt?
Well, I want to see a reaction on Wednesday night against Brentford. I think we need a game where we get, a few goals. Like when we played Newcastle and we won like 4-1. Where we got a few players who had some goals and get a bit of confidence. Players will be on the way back. And let's just get behind the team and a big push to the end of the season now. We only lost 1-0 to the best team in the world when we were without Son, Basuma, Sarr. Those players that Sarr's massive in our midfield because he's very good at pressing and he can shoot as well, from the edge of he scored a couple of goals this season, hasn't he? So, I'm quite excited for the rest of the season. I'll be honest. I think we can kick on. I'm looking forward to Maddison getting back up to full fitness and getting going again. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to hopefully, those through balls through Maddison to Werner or to Johnson. That's the other thing. Yeah, that's the other thing for me. Brennan Johnson hasn't even really played with James Maddison, has he? So he hasn't had that lovely ball in behind where he can get in behind because we've seen him get assists. So if he can,
nor has Bentancur Maddison.
No, exactly, and then it's competition, isn't it? You got Basuma coming back, Sarr, so you could change him around if Bentancur's a bit tired, or you need to change it around. Right, Basuma, you're going to go in today. Go and get your place back in the team if you want it. You had a great start to the season, but you were a bit poor for the last, the middle. So now you've had your Africa Cup of Nations now. You did quite well in that. Now come back to Spurs, and what Basuma will give you is he's a very press-resistant midfielder. So he'll get out, when a team like City presses you, he can beat the press. He can get round a player and play the ball through to a Maddison or to a Bentancur. Same as Sarr, he gives you energy and more legs, and he helps out defensively. I'm excited for the rest of the season, mate. I think we haven't got anything else to focus on now. We just get as high up that table as we can, and get back to winning and get a few goals and get some confidence in the team.
Yeah, that's absolutely, Matty. I'd like to see a bit more from the team, Matt, going forward. I want a reaction, and I think we will.
Yeah, I think it was an off night, but then I also say you've got to give the other team credit. They're the best team in the world for a reason.
Yeah, absolutely.
And okay, they didn't have De Bruyne, but he did come on, mate. And they had Rodri, they had Bernardo Silva, they had Foden. They brought Doku on, they brought Grealish on. Like,
I mean, they had like.
Who did we bring on? We brought on Dane Scarlett, Maddison, and Brian Hill.
Yeah, I mean,
it's not enough.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the problem, Matt. The depth's not there. We always talk about 11, but you've got to have that depth.
I think it will be.
It's not built overnight, and
it's not.
I've only had two transfer windows with them. I mean, and let's see. Let's see where the end of the season brings us. But I was sure, Matt. I think when everyone gets back fit, Matt, I really do. Once we get a full strength team back, and hopefully we do add. I think we'd still need, Matt, 1 or 2 in there.
But I think it'll be done. I think maybe we'll get one more. I'm not sure, but we'll definitely go again in the summer, and we'll have financial fair play on our side. The amount of teams like a Forest or someone like that they'll have to sell their players.
But Matt, we always bang on about this financial fair play, Matt. But what this club really? It's about time this club just comes out, mate.
Well, maybe it's about. This is our time in the market to shine. It really, because we're in a strong position. Other clubs have to sell. So if you want...
We've heard, how many times we've heard this, Matt? You know what I mean? Oh, yes, we're in a good position. And
I know, but we had not a bad summer, really, and January hasn't been terrible. I mean, compared to the other top 6, no one signed anyone.
No.
It's only us and Brentford.
Yeah.
So, you got to think, what the hell's going on here? Like, Liverpool is going to be going through a new process. That Klopp thing's massive.
It seems like we've been here before, though, Matt. Yeah, like, oh, we are the richest London club now. We take the more revenue now. All that bullshit.
I do feel like there's a bit more of a plan in place now, and I think
I get it. Do you know what? I get where Daniel Levy. Do you know what? At some point, you've got to give him some credit how he's stabilised the club. You know what I mean? He hasn't put us in debt. He hasn't thrown silly. Which do you know what? I just thrown silly money at players. We have.
So maybe him doing all this penny pinching the last few years, and obviously don't forget we opened that stadium and then COVID happened.
It does it for a reason. It does it for a reason when he penny pinches.
He had to make up 18 months worth of money because obviously
I just think it's Daniel Levy, Matt. I don't think he just likes paying over the odds. That's the problem. No. I don't think you say, listen, I'm not giving in here, and I think it works out. Sometimes it doesn't.
He brought Richarlison, that was paying over the odds, and he brought Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
He did get Dragusin over the line in the end.
Yeah, and I think that was quite a good one, Matt. I mean, we've had I wouldn't say it's like an amazing window on the last 2 windows. You know what I mean? It's not amazing, but yeah, it's good where we're going, Matt. It's good where we're going, and if we can continue and we'll push and we go and we need a couple. I mean, ready-made players, Matt. I'm tired of all these. He's for the future. He's for the future.
Yeah.
We've seen this before. We've
got a few to sell as well, mate. Definitely.
Yeah, obviously. I mean, they'll be obviously flying.
I'll tell you what I have liked seeing though. The way they've got the players like Phillips or Alfie Devine. They've got him off that League One loan, and it's straight out to a Championship side, isn't it? Like it's the next step up.
Yeah.
I've been watching that Ashley Phillips. I've been watching Argyle a bit, and they're praising him high. Like
and obviously we haven't seen him, so we can't really say we can't really then turn around and say, oh, it is only the Championship. Do you know what I mean? So
he's starting, isn't he? So that's quite a good. He's not on the bench. He's playing every week at the moment. It will be good for him.
My worry is, Matt, some of these big teams, when they send their youngsters out on loan, or sometimes they don't. They sometimes just bleed them, Matt. They just put them in the team. Go on, show. Yeah. I mean, and this is what frustrates me about this club. We have let a couple of good youngsters go, and some of them have failed when they've gone, and some of them have literally like told you so. You should just kept. You should played me more. I mean, I think this is what's going to happen with the Alfie Devine thing. If he's that good, Matt, if he's that good, why is he not playing, Matt? Why are we not taking the risk on him and playing him?
Well, I think the problem we've had the last few years is we've had the old school kind of managers who don't give you for, you've had Conte, you've had Mourinho, and you've had Nuno. Yeah. They're too outdated now, unfortunately. As much as they are, I'm not going to say Nuno's a great manager, but Conte and Mourinho obviously are great managers, or they were. I think football's going past them now a little bit. And I think it's the next stage of management, like your Xabi Alonso's, your Peps, your kind of Ange's, Klopps. I think this is the new kind of way. And Conte was never going to give someone like Devine. He didn't even give Lo Celso a chance, did he?
Yeah, but at least with Conte, he did call out. He did call out the board, Matt. He did call out the people.
He did, but unfortunately, in a way where it burnt the whole club down to the ground and ruined our season. Maybe Ange is quietly saying that to Levy. Look, I want to build something here. If Levy can't see we're onto something really good, where we could be onto something special.
Yeah.
I'm looking in the next few years. If City get done for these charges, they're going to be gone.
This is what I'm saying.
Liverpool are going to go through a new process. That's not going to. I don't care what anyone. The Jurgen Klopp leaving is huge. That's like Alex Ferguson leaving.
With Jurgen Klopp, Matt, and obviously because I don't think they'll go off the rails massively, but they'll miss him. Obviously, they're going to miss finding a replacement for him.
That kind of energy he brings, isn't it?
Yeah. And it's our time to shine, Matt. If this financial fair play is true and all that, and we've got all this flash of cash, we can spend this and this. Don't say to us, "Oh, we'll wait till the summer and then we'll spend." No, now. It's the time to spend now, Matt.
Yeah.
Go and throw silly money at someone for a striker, because I think that's what we're crying out for, Matt. If someone could put goals at the back of the net, Matt, go and put massive money down. If you're that serious, and as I said, we are the richest London club. We can spend all this money. Klopp's going. City could be. We don't know what's going to happen with City with Pep going and with all these charges. It's going to be a free for all in this league, Matt. And you're telling me that after you take away the likes of City and Liverpool, that we're no worse off than Arsenal, Villas, Newcastle, Chelsea, Matt. After that, come on. If we're in a really good situation now, go and get a proper striker now. Why wait till the summer? Why? Why has he waited all January? I don't get it. Why has he waited all January? Go and spend. That's what I'm saying. Liverpool that time, when they got rid of Coutinho, they went massive in January and got Alisson and Van Dijk. We've talked about this before, Matt. Yeah.
The problem is we don't have a player like Coutinho who we're going to sell.
But Matt, we've got the 100 million from Kane, yeah, and he's saying we've got all this money, Matt. Where is it, Matt?
Well, I don't know.
We're only spending half the money what the players we sell.
Maybe the plans to properly do it in the summer. I'd rather get a striker that we want rather than a Luis Zaha type scenario.
I'm not one of these you have to spend massive money to get, because you can spend some 30, 40 million and get a real good player, right? Which that's down to the recruitment. You know what I mean? Good recruitment. But sometimes you may have to say, do you know what? That player's there, but it's going to cost us about 80, 90 million. Let's go and do it. Let's go and do it, because they will get that money back, Matt. I mean, that could be crucial between us maybe pushing City and Liverpool for the league, Matt. I mean, so. But at the minute, Matt, why we ain't got someone who can put balls at the back of net?
No.
Top four's probably.
I mean, also it didn't. We couldn't obviously attract a big striker because we didn't have Europe for us. Who honestly, if I was a footballer last year, I wouldn't have come to us.
Yeah, but
if I'm in my prime or I'm up and coming, I'm going, where's Spurs just finished? Oh, they finished 8th. Their manager's just left. He's completely battered their club.
That's why I say we'll go and get Tony. You can go get Tony. I'll tell you, if you put pressure on Brentford, if we'd done it at the start of the January...
It'd be 100 million. It'd be 120 million. We're not going to do that.
Well, it's times where you're going to have to buy the bullet if you want to...
It took Arsenal a while and now they're starting to spend big because they've paid off the Emirates now. It's going to take us a while.
Have they pushed on?
Well,
This is what I'm saying. I don't think they have really. I mean, they've improved a bit, but any comments there, Matt?
Oh, yeah, you just read my mind. We've been in a strong position before under Poch and did not take advantage. I've heard this all before. Now it's time for him to convince us.
Absolutely, Daniel. Absolutely. We've heard this all before. It's old story, this.
Yeah. Example, right now is the perfect time to win the league. We won't get this chance again for a long time. 3 quality signings and remember of a chance, but Levy doesn't want to compete.
This is what I'm saying. Levy now, apparently he's saying we've got a great manager now. He believes in that he can push this club all the way. Yeah. And the club always spouts out all these financial things. But go and spend the money then. Go and really back Ange. I mean,
yeah, I still we won't. I think even if we sign 3, I don't think we're winning the league. Not yet. I think City do it every year, mate. They start slow. It gets to December, January time. Good luck. They're going to go on a run.
But it wouldn't be. It would be nice to push them, Matt.
Well, yeah, but
instead of floating about,
we're in and around there with the squad we've had now. So if we got players coming back, we push to the end and see what happens.
Yeah.
We got to play him again. So Jota, brilliant technical winger with both feet, end product a lot, but Werner solves the problem. Listen, if Ange wanted this Jota guy, then he would have gone and got him, but he didn't.
This is what I'm saying. We don't know what goes on behind the thing, do we? What Ange wants and what Ange don't want, so it could be financial. It could be like a bit of a problem trying to get this Jota. I mean, it could be all kinds of things. But Jota is a good player. He is. I just worry a bit because he went to Saudi just for the money. I don't like players like that.
No. I remember managers nowadays are paid huge money to go along with the agenda.
Yeah. I mean, is Ange just going along with it? I would like to think not, Matt. I like to think he's a good guy. He talks well in interviews, Matt. He comes out and expresses himself well. But yeah, I can see where he's coming from here. You know what I mean? Is he just paid well just to say, listen, you got to agree with me?
Maybe, but I feel like he has been honest. He's told us we're not ready yet. So it's not like he's...
Well, we heard this from Josie and we heard this from Conte. Now it's the third manager, Matt. And we really not...
But he said the fans can dream, didn't he? He said the other week, how many points are we behind? The journalist replied 2. And he went, well, we're in the title race then. And then the journalist went, well, yeah, you're in the race. He said, well, there you go then.
Yeah.
So... And then, he's just commented, Ange is just another Poch. He'll be backed enough just to get top 4 and no more. I don't think he is another Poch. And the thing I didn't like about Pochettino was that he gave you too many bloody riddles, didn't he? He'd always... And he wouldn't tell the truth. But I feel like Ange says, we're not there yet. But
it's going to bite us back on the arse here, Matt. I mean, okay, I think come to the end of Poch anyway. But... him going to that final against Liverpool, Matt. I can see this. I can see it's coming. He's going to pick up a trophy and everyone goes, "I've told you so. Told you so." It wasn't Poch all along. It was Daniel Levy.
But the thing is, Poch had the team to get us over the line, especially in an FA Cup semi-final or final. It's not Daniel Levy who told him to play Son left wing back, is it?
Yeah.
There's stupid things like that cost us,
Yeah, absolutely.
So... in 7 games, Alex Scott has 2 goals and 4 assists for lowly Bournemouth, and he only... I think lowly Bournemouth is harsh. I think Bournemouth are actually having quite a good season. They had a bit of
he's a good player as well.
Alex Scott. He wanted to come to us as well.
This is what I'm saying, Matt. I mean, it frustrates me, Matt.
I know what you mean, mate. Nusra is only costing 25 million, by the way, as Brentford have agreed a deal with Ghent.
Yeah, we're going to get on to transfers after these comments, aggressive opponent. We're going to get on to
their way. We'd have a team to compete, but the owners don't want to.
And this is the only worry, mate. Aggressive opponent. Me and Matt. I mean, before we come back doing our streams, we've gone through all this, and it seems like is it striking again? They're putting it out there. We've got all this money. We're strong. I mean, financial and all this. And are they going to back us? Are they going to back Ange? I mean, so time will tell.
So this is an aspect from, Jake's not a Spurs fan, but he's obviously, to be fair, Spurs, the only team in January, have actually done something. Rest of the Big Six and majority of the league haven't signed anybody.
I will say, Jake, the only thing is that is most of the big teams are in financial fair play. I mean, they're a bit cautious at the minute who they sign because they've got to sell. So this is the problem. I think this is why. And some of them did do their business in summer. And you've got to think as well, Tottenham had loads of players to get out of, Matt. And he had a massive turnaround there. And what he's done in a short period is he has done a good job. You know what I mean? But now let's move on. Let's move even further, Matt. You know what I mean? So
Scott Munn, the new director of football, all for show, all smoke and mirrors to make it look like we seriously want to compete, but we never do.
We never see this guy, do we? We never hear of him. I mean, so time will tell, I suppose. Seriously,
sometimes you don't want to see them. Like you shouldn't really want to see them. Like they're just doing their job in the background, no.
Yeah, no. I agree there, Matt.
It kind of annoys me when you see like other and you just see all of them are there. Like when, I know for a fact that Paratici's still there and he's in the background. So
the only one to me is Paratici at the minute. He's the one who's done a really good job, and
he's been brilliant. He changed the club for the better.
Yeah. There was a lot of people like was dead against.
If you look at our kids, he's gone and got. He made that structure, didn't he? We're top of the Premier League 2 by I think it's like 6 points now.
Yeah.
We've got some good bloody players coming through, but they, got to be given a bit of a chance.
Mm.
In my opinion, Ange is just another puppet. And I guarantee you, I'll be proved right at the end when he leaves trophyless. We'll see.
I like to think. Oh, do you know what? I like to think not. I like to think he is going to do something and he is going to lift the trophy. But at this present moment, Matt, there's no urgency at the minute, Matt, from the club about going replace. The number one priority, especially in this window, was going to have a replacement for Kane, Matt. Okay, we sold Kane late in the thing, and maybe it was too late to negotiate. Someone's coming, but from the end of that transfer window up to the first of Jan, Matt, we should be identifying who we want, and doesn't matter how much it's going to cost. Go out and go and get him. Me personally, you can't go all season, Matt, without a goal scorer. I mean, you can't rely on Son all the time. You really can't. I mean, and you can't rely on Richarlison. They don't score enough goals as a striker. We needed someone, Matt. Fair enough, I'll let him go for the summer because we sold him late. But surely, Matt, from there till now, they should have the team behind it should identify someone. I mean, say this is the one. And must have someone. He must have thrown a name at him, Matt. I don't care. He must have thrown some name at him and said, listen, go and get him. This is who I want. I need a striker. I need someone who can score goals. I mean, he's a poker face, Ange. You don't know what what's going on there. But
when I watched him at Celtic, though, he didn't really have not a proper striker. He kind of had wingers who would score goals and, everyone would chip in.
Absolutely.
I'm sure it's not easy getting one in, not a striker in January anyway, but I think we've done well to get,
Matt.
He said he wanted a centre back. So
yeah. Oh no, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. Yeah, we got him for a door, but we know in January, Matt, you're not going to get a quality striker on the cheap. Yeah, no. high inflated flipping prices. But Matt, at the end of the day, one day in Daniel Levy's life, go and do it. He's never done it, Matt. He's never go and flipping do it. Say, listen, I'm going to get him. I don't care how much it's going to cost me. Yeah. Ange, this is your striker. Boom. And then let's see what happens. At the end of the day, no one can't moan because obviously he's got his striker, things like that. But from now, Matt, at the minute, he's not. I don't think he's getting properly back, Matt, from the thing at the minute, Matt. Not properly. I know Ange just say he wanted to address that back line, which he's doing. But surely, Matt. A striker they must have been talking about a striker, Matt.
Maybe Werner can when Son back. Maybe Werner goes through the middle, or maybe goes on the other. I don't know. I don't know what his plan will be when he's got everyone fit.
Matt, we don't know how it's going to we know how it's going to plan out. But Richarlison, Werner, and Son, there's not much goals in it, Matt. Me personally,
I'd say Son can score goals.
Oh, Son, is he going to get your 25, 30? What Kane was doing, mate?
He's done it before. He did. Well, he got the golden boot, didn't he?
Yeah,
22.
Yeah, can you do that regularly?
Well, I don't know, but Richarlison.
And this is what I'm saying, Matt. He's not getting no younger, is he, Son? We need someone, mate. There is definitely a striker out there, but
there is. But it won't be done. It won't be done until the summer. I think you got to really get this right.
Me personally, I don't want to go out and go get this guy from final because I've got a feeling, Matt, it's going to be another flipping Janssen 0.2, mate. I really do. 2.0. But I fucking guarantee you.
The thing is, I apart from ones in the Premier League, I can't name many strikers who I'd go, yeah, he's good at the moment. I want him. Like, there's not. Unfortunately,
I know we talked about him just a minute ago, Matt. You don't like his action, but the only one is Tony. The only one.
I think I'd rather have Solanke, mate. I'll be honest. He'd score goals. He would score goals.
Oh, someone's.
Well, we'll see Tony on Wednesday. We'll see what he can do.
Yeah.
There's your audition.
Let's see. Bags
I'm telling you, he's a typical Arsenal player signing. Arrogant. I can see it.
Oh dear. But let's crack on with it. Any more comments, Matt? Any more in there?
Yeah, there's a few, yeah. No manager will ever have a say at Spurs. Don't believe their PR spin. It's all lies.
Right.
How can our supposed director of football and strategy get it so right at the back with our signs, but so wrong with our forward line? None of our wingers fit the database system except Solomon.
This is what I'm saying. With Solomon, I'm looking forward to seeing this guy more. I mean, it's been a bad time, Matt, isn't it, with his injuries, and it come at a bad time.
Yeah,
we ain't really seen him, have we? So, do you know what? We could have a player in them. You know what I mean? So,
and I still want to see what these wingers like a Johnson or a Werner are going to be like with a fully fit, firing James Maddison, threading balls through the middle.
Yeah, and absolutely.
Kulusevski doesn't do it, so I can't. When I watch the front three, I'm like, well, they can only make as many runs as they can, but if they're not getting the bloody ball, what do you want them to do?
Absolutely. I totally agree there, Matt.
Mark says, big up, lads. Richie was brought in to be Harry's replacement. Knew it as soon as we bought him.
I don't think so. No, Mark, I don't think so. At the time when we got the Charles been there for 3 years.
Yeah.
Nah. Did we thought 3 years ago was to sell Harry Kane? Yeah. We there was talks about it. But to bring 3 years down the line as a replacement, no, I don't think so, yeah. Mark. But big up, Mark.
We need to do like what Liverpool did when they sold their goal scorer like Suarez. You have to go and find a couple of wingers that will get you 15 to 20 goals. They went and got Mane and they went and got Salah.
Yeah.
And because Liverpool haven't had a 20 a goal season striker. They haven't. They've had Salah, who is just unbelievable.
No, and Mane was well and right.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can play that way. Yeah.
But yeah, I just think we need I would like Pedro Neto from Wolves. I think he'd be brilliant. Yeah. He's a proper Ange winger, and he's gettable.
Yeah, absolutely.
We seem to be happy with just one forward with end product. The rest are allowed to do very little and stay for years. I think that will change, though. I don't think Ange pisses around. He said to Dyer, "See you later, mate."
Yeah, that's what my point was when everyone said about Johnson was on Ange sign and all this. I believe it was because he keeps playing him. What I'm trying to get at, he hasn't been playing Eric Dyer, considering the injuries we had with Romero, we had Van der Ven, we had no backup centre backs, and he played with Davis and Emerson. So if you was very, very desperate, and we was at the time for a centre back, and you're not playing our centre back replacement in Dyer, that goes to me. He doesn't agree with Dyer. He doesn't like him as a player. He doesn't think he can fit the bill. That's why I think Johnson was his sign, because I think I think he won't be playing regularly at the minute if it wasn't and Simon.
I want to see your take on this one, Simon. So let me know. I mean, I find it quite laughable, but
go and take.
I wouldn't have him, mate. I'll tell you that. He is pony. I think he's like
Galatasaray. Is that Galatasaray? Is he somewhere?
Yeah, I'm not being funny. He's at Galatasaray for
Farmers League. Absolutely.
I quite like this one though. Could have gotten Watkins, Elise, Eze, Gordon, for example, but we chose players with lower end product. You get what you want in the end.
I'll tell you now.
Although I remember when we were linked with Gordon.
Who out there? Eze and Gordon. Yeah, very good players.
I remember when we were linked with Gordon and everyone was going mad. Oh, he's crap. He's just, he's not very good for Everton and all this.
I think
and do you remember Gordon last season? He was dreadful. Yeah. And then he's come back this season after, settled in and he's flying.
Yeah. Same as Eze, mate. I think Eze's a terrific player. I think in his first season,
injured. He's very injury prone, like of Maddison, with ankles and
Elise, he's young.
I think he's 21, 22, so he's the same age as Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, and Watkins, I'm a bit that about Watkins.
He's very hit and miss. Like I don't think he's kind of as consistent in front of goal as he should be.
Listen, as a club like Tottenham, mate, right? Okay, we haven't won the trophies over the years, right? We're still a big club, Matt. We're still a big club, and we, as fans, we have right to have a proper number 9 up top, man. We're a proper number 9. We've sold our best striker. We've seen for years and years at this football club, right? And I'm not saying we should replace him with Watkins. I'm not taking that. I'm not taking with likes of Watkins and things like that. I want a proper number 9. I mean, a proper striker.
I think
we deserve it, Matt. We deserve it.
I would have Watkins. I'm not saying I would have him. I think he'd be good for us, but we won't get him from Aston Villa. He'll be worth a fortune.
Yeah, I wouldn't pay that price anyway. Anyone say, Matt?
Yeah, there's a few more. Doesn't Brennan Johnson look like he's filled with so much anxiety? He's like a frightened rabbit exposed before the massive.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying with Brennan Johnson. With Brennan Johnson, I think he has got qualities. Don't get me wrong, he has. We've seen it. We've seen the flash of brilliance. I
haven't seen his pace. I want to see him go at someone,
especially against City away. When he left Doco for dead, absolutely for dead. And Walker, and he absolutely when he flashed. We've seen that he's got it.
It is in there. It's
in there. We need to see more. We need to see more from him. And I think that a comment is quite spot on. It's quite accurate. It seems like sometimes he is anxiety, he is worried about things, or he's frightened. And
aggressive poker as me said, I'd love Neto too, but we won't sign ready-made Prem players unless their contracts run down to its final year.
Neto's a good player. It will cost you money.
Unbelievable. But again, it's
another player, Matt. It's another player. If you go at Wolves now,
it's another player. But my one concern is if you look at his injury record, he's quite bad.
Yeah.
So you could spend 60 million, and then he's injured for 4 months,
Yeah, absolutely.
Watkins has 20-something goal contributions last season. He's exactly what we need. He already has 9 goals and 8 assists this season. His numbers are exactly what we need.
Yeah.
He should have had more, though. He should have had more. He should have had more goals.
Yeah, I was about to say to you, Harry Kane will
have more. He's on 7 goals, so he's only 2 behind him.
Yeah. So are we saying, Matt, for the rest of the season, Matt, we need a reaction, especially starts at Brentford, and
we've got a run of. I think it's a run of 4 games now, isn't it? I want 12 points.
Let's get the players back, fully fit. We may have a bit of depth on the bench as well once we get one back.
We've got 4 games coming up, mate. We've got 3 at home. We need to win all 3 of them at home and get the away win as well, or a draw. I want 12 to 15 points.
Absolutely, mate. So let's go for the transfer roundup to wrap up the show, Matt. Let's talk, Matt. Everyone's on about it tonight, mate. From this morning, it blew up. It absolutely blew up. And I'll tell you now, everyone, what's going on here? It's about this player, Matt. Sorry, Matt. Let's just take that off a minute. Yeah, let's talk about this player, Matt. Antonio Nusa from Club Brugge. We understand, Matt, that he was on the verge with apparently all these top tier 1 people on Twitter were saying we're in deep negotiation at the last stages of this deal. Blah blah blah. I didn't really heard of the plan until it come to light on Twitter, Matt. Really. So I didn't know much about him. I've seen YouTube like we did against Brian Hill. So we all got excited and we know what Brian Hill turned out to be. So remember, Matt, when we last season it was gift or ban. Yeah. Oh, what's a player? He's gonna be. Oh, we missed out on him. What are we doing?
He scored, has he?
And the guy does hardly score. Now he's gone 13 million to Lyon, who are absolutely doing absolute rubbish in the French league. Yeah, this guy here can't get into the Bruges team at the minute, Matt.
Doesn't start.
So let's have your take on this, Matt. Let's have your take on Antonio Nusa going to Brentford and was Tottenham.
Look, I've obviously heard of the player. I've seen the highlights reel. He's an exciting player, but from what I've sort of read and understood, Brentford have offered him guaranteed game time, and we can't at this moment in time because he's only 18.
Yeah,
and he's not even starting for Club Brugge. So is he as good as I think he will be really good? But I think in 4 or 5 years' time, when he's a bit more mature, Brennan Johnson's struggling and he's 22. So this guy.
Did you tell you much about the player and the agent, Matt? When it says it does come out to light today, saying they guaranteed him first team, and apparently his agents come out and said that this is not the time now to go to a big club. Is that?
I kind of respect him for doing it because he obviously thinks maybe I'm not ready for Tottenham yet.
Yeah, but I need
to go to Brentford.
Matt, he's talk of the town, Matt. When you play a talk of the town, Matt, look at Jude Bellingham.
Yeah, but he's older than Jude Bellingham's older than him, and Jude Bellingham played for Borussia Dortmund and started and played in the Champions League and played for England.
What I'm saying, Matt.
He doesn't play for Club Brugge. He doesn't start. He does. Where's he?
I'm saying, Matt, he went from Birmingham to Bridge Dortmund, which he's actually could have said, because they were a top side in Germany, Matt, and it's like, that's a big move. Go to your Brentfords. Go to your Brentfords. No, they went to there, mate, and he absolutely starred. Now look at him, mate, at Real Madrid. And how old is Jude Bellingham, Matt? He's only a year or two older than him, surely.
I think he's same age as Brennan Johnson. I think he might be a bit older. I'm not sure.
I mean, and he's thriving for Real Madrid, mate. He's absolutely, and he does it for England as well. I mean, so nonsense, mate. It depends on the flipping player, mate. I think to me, it's two ways. I
haven't seen enough of this guy to say if he's going to be unbelievable or not. It's just people who play him on Football Manager or something like that because he's 18, and you've watched the highlight reel, but it's like you say, we saw Brian Hill and thought, what a player we got on our hands, but he wasn't ready for the Premier League. Maybe the club have looked at him and gone, 30 million, it's going to be quite a lot. Would we rather put that towards a striker or a different winger that we could get? People won't complain if you go and get someone like a Neto or a Eze in the summer, other than him, who would go in our team.
But, so do you think, Matt, we've dodged a bullet here? Or do you think it's Daniel Levy again? Because Daniel Levy, mate, has got absolutely slaughtered for this today. I don't think it's Daniel Levy, mate. I think at the end of the day,
I think we had the deal tied up, didn't we? I think Brentford have come in and they've said, right, we'll loan you back like Spurs were going to do, but we're going to bring.
We only talked to him once, Matt. Today was come out. Before today, it was we've talked to him 2-3 times now. The deal's very close, but today it's come out and said no. We've only talked to Club Brugge once.
Yeah, I heard we spoke to him once. So you just don't know. I'm not going to get on the club for this one. Look, he wasn't going to improve our team because he was going to be loaned back out. So what's the point?
What's he going to start next season? First, guaranteed every time, though.
No, he would have been. He would have been on the bench where Brian Hill would have been sold, and he would be on the bench.
If he's that good of a player, Matt, if he's that good,
he'd start for Bruges, wouldn't he?
Start for Bruges, mate. Absolutely, this is what I'm trying to say.
That's not a bit of a worry.
I'm not doubting his ability, Matt. I am not doubting his ability.
It's a bit of a worry, isn't it? Like you just think, why aren't you starting for Club Bruges if you're this amazing player?
Yeah, absolutely.
So I'm not going to get on the club for that one. He wasn't going to improve. He's not going to help our side in January, is he? Because he's going to be loaned back. So we'll just move on. There'll be other people in this and other targets they'll look at, I'm sure.
So Matt, do you think we dodged a bullet with this one?
I think he's going to be a good player, but he won't be at Brentford when he becomes very good.
What does the comment say about this one, Matt?
Aggressive Pain says, I just don't believe we were ever serious about Noosa anyway. We're most likely done with signings for the season.
Right, okay, Aggressive Pain. I don't think we have. I think there's one deal in there. I really do. I think something's happened in the background.
He also agrees with you about Gift Orban. And he's also asked a question, what 18-year-old gets guaranteed game time? He either is good enough or he sits on the bench and comes on with an impact sub.
You've got to be an exceptional talent. When I say about exceptional talent, you've got to be.
I don't know if we need him. Like when Son comes back and Solomon will be fit, you'll have two left wingers there and Werner. Then on the right, you've got Kulusevski and Brennan Johnson.
Ain't we as a fan base, Matt, asking for players for now, to win now? Not all these players that are for the future. We've got players for the future, Matt. We have got players in there who can come up and learn from what we got in the first league. Well, we need to start playing players already made players, Matt.
Plus,
come in and make an impact.
You don't want a player coming in if he actually doesn't want to. If he doesn't think he can even get in at Spurs, it's not a good start, is it?
No, absolutely.
I only want players who are willing to fight for their place. Players with the correct attitude.
Yeah, absolutely. Yep, I totally agree with that one.
If Noosa feels Brentford is the best option, then he's weak, lacking ambition.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah. Good luck to him.
I think it's a good move for him personally because I do think he's really young. A big move like that could ruin his career.
Yeah. Of course it
can. Jota got 28 goals and 26 assists in just 2 seasons for Celtic, and people lose their nut over Noosa, whose end product is shite in a crap Belgian league.
Absolutely. I couldn't agree more. Is that it, Matt, there?
That's it, mate.
So, Matt, we come away from Noosa. There is a player. He's 16 years old, Matt, in the under-18s at the minute, mate. If we're talking about bringing players in for the future, this guy is very excited.
Talk about Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore.
Mikey Moore.
Under-18s at the minute, 7 matches, 8 goals, 4 assists. I'll tell you now, right? You're talking about, we'll talk about the Nooses and okay, he's 2 years old and this kid. But I'll tell you now, this kid is special. This kid is special. Rooney was at his age at 16 and he broke into the Everton team. And everything was history. Why our Spurs are not giving this boy a go in the first team? Why, Matt? Why is he not getting a go? Why is he not in and around that training ground with the first team, Matt? I'm not saying starting. Why is he not? Because I'll tell you now, this is probably another serious talent that will probably lose, Matt, if we don't start. I mean, because forget it, mate. He's 16, mate, coming on 17. And I will go back to it. Wayne Rooney started that, mate. He broke through at that time. Marco Owens and that. The rest was history. Why doesn't this club bring through special talents like this?
He's got a lot of time on his hands. I think the next step is to get him into the proper under-21s and see how he handles that. The proper Premier League 2. And then you send him out on loan.
Yeah,
I don't think he's ready. He's not ready for the Premier League. No way.
He's raw. He's raw talent, like Wayne Rooney was. He's raw talent, and this talent, mate, don't come around often.
Yeah, but Jamie Donnelly's probably arguably got better stats than him, and he's not even. He's sometimes coming on, isn't he?
I'm not. I sit, Matt. I totally agree with that. Why are we not playing him? Why are we not?
Well, apparently he's injured at the moment. Apparently he's injured at the moment, or he had a knock. This is why
we get his
he wasn't on the bench. He wasn't on the bench against City because he had a bit of a knock, I think.
But every time we'd have these players in the we've got quality, years to come. But fuck me. Come on, at least once in your lifetime, you bring one of these, say, take a gamble, say, come on, guy.
No, I think a couple of these youngsters will in our next pre-season when we have a proper pre-season and not the crap one we had this year where we got a game called off and played the Farmers bloody or Builders team. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I think we need to play proper opposition and have a better structured tour this time around. But I think he'll want to have a proper look at these kids then. I feel like because he came in a bit later, the tour wasn't a massive success. We only played 2 games and then 1 at home.
Yeah.
And then you had the Kane debacle where they weren't sure what was going on, whether he was leaving, whether he was going. I think maybe, he had a lot to do this summer. Maybe he's going to want to have a proper look at Donnelly and people like that in, and Alfie Devine. When he comes back, he might chuck him in.
It's just, this is what I'm saying, Matt. It's not just this Mikey Moore. It's Alfie Devines, mate, and all that, mate.
Ashley Phillips. If you look at our back line for the next 10 years, it's pretty much set. You got that young kiddie coming in from the one we got in 2016. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, in 2025, that one.
Yeah, and then you got Phillips coming through. Dorrington, he'll probably go out on loan next year. Or you need to see these guys in like a championship or a league. You have to get proper men's football before they come.
But that's what I'm saying. Okay, yeah, I agree with that to a certain extent. But we didn't see Wayne Rooney go out on loans. I think that, Matt. We saw him just go break the scene, mate, against Arsenal and that.
I think with all the social media and stuff like that now, I think it's a lot harder to just.
Yeah, but it's if you got it, you got it.
There's no.
It doesn't matter what age you're at. You got it. You got it.
Can you name me a 16-year-old that's come in this year and got into a team?
I'm not saying this year, Matt, but over the years.
No, but even the last 2 or 3 years, I can't think of another Rooney.
I mean, I think
Rooney was just ridiculous.
There is players out there who are on level par with Rooney or good as Rooney. They just don't get their chance. It's simple. Simple as that. But then you start losing it. I'd say now, wouldn't be surprised if we lose him, mate, because he will say, listen, I'm not hanging around.
Yeah, with the bigger teams, it's about the transfers, isn't it, really? It's not really about promoting youth. You're only teams that really do it. I would say Brighton do it.
Look at City, Matt. That Oscar Bob. I don't think it was come through the rank. I don't think how far he come through the rank. But Oscar Bob.
Good he is. He's
and look at that Lewis something.
Rico Lewis.
Look, mate. Seriously, he starts regular, Matt. He plays regular for you. It's not like no one does it. I think it's just have that arm around the shoulder and believe.
Sometimes you've got to chuck him in. Like Brighton had to chuck in Hinchelwood at left back because they didn't have any defenders. And he's not even a left back. He's a midfielder. Yeah. And he's gone in. De Zerbi's gone, you're in. 18 years old. He's absolutely smashing it, mate. Lewis Hall, Newcastle. He's come in.
Me like a sort of like a Mikey Moore. He won't thrive off that, Matt. Even just come off the sub bench for 10 minutes.
The problem we've had is we've got too many players like a Ryan Sessegnon and Brian Hill who take up the bench space.
I'd rather get rid of the Sessegnons and Hills and things like that and replace them with people like him. Yeah, I mean, we can't go wrong.
No, I agree. Yeah, I think Donnelly will be in there next year. Or he'll be on that bench a lot more, and he'll probably start a few. And I'm sure we'll be in Europe, so that will make a difference.
Yeah. Any comments about that one, Matt?
Why is that every time I hear Mikey Moore's name, I get a picture of John Wayne in my mind? Lol.
John Wayne.
Jesus Christ. I haven't heard that one. Great show. Loving it. Glad you guys are back.
Thank you very much, Mr. Tony. Thanks, pal.
He also comments on Rooney. Rooney was born a man. He never had a childhood. Had a proper hairy man chest at the age of 2.
No, do you know what? Right, that's quite a fair comment. It was a proper street footballer. Yeah, it was brought around very hard times around where he lived in Everton and things.
There's not as many now, is there? There's
proper street wise, hard guy. Yeah, I can see that.
Now.
as a 16-year-old, he's probably more a man and a kid than a young 16. You know what I mean?
You don't get the tough ones now because the game is not. It's quite soft now, isn't it? You can't fly in for tackles. You can't. Even like a shoulder barge given it as a free kick these days. It's
absolutely. Anyone else there, Matt?
No, that's it for now, mate.
Right, let's go on to the last one, Matt. We've been linked with him in the summer. We got linked to him again. Apparently, contract talks have broken down with Chelsea. Is this man Conor Gallagher, Matt? It's the big question mark, Matt. Where do we lie with this guy? Do you agree with him being linked to the club? Is he good enough? All these questions roll around people's heads. Some say he is, some say he ain't. Matt, where do you sit yourself with Conor Gallagher?
I like him, mate. I think he's probably been one of Chelsea's best midfielders. I think he's been one of their best players. It's his ability on the ball. It's better than Højbjerg's. He can play forward. He just presses for days. Like I've never seen energy. He's just everywhere. And I think Ange can get more out of him than Poch can. But from what I'm hearing, Chelsea want like 80 million. Now, I wouldn't pay that.
No.
I'd be waiting.
I wouldn't.
I'd be getting onto his entourage and go, all right, well, if you're not going to sign your contract, we'll be in for you in the summer.
Yeah, but the thing is, then I think there'll be better players out there in the summer.
Maybe, but
maybe we'll say to ourselves, so do you know what?
Andrew wanted him
money.
since last year.
Yeah, we'll wait for some.
It's kind of I trust Ange to go. I want him. If he wants him, I'll go. All right, let's have it. He's an upgrade on Højbjerg. I'll tell you that.
The question you got to ask yourself, and everyone in the chat, all Spurs fans as well, got to ask yourself: if you do want Conor Gallagher, is he that kind of player who comes in straight away, wows everything, and takes us to that next level? And
I think it's about depth, mate. You look at City and you look at their bench. Now, you don't get everyone playing all the time, but it is,
When you got everyone back, Matt, because when everyone's back, Matt, we'll probably have about 16, 15 games left, right? And if we got all injury-free, everyone's back, you have people like maybe like Bazoum's on the bench, Papasar's on the bench.
It's not a bad thing, mate.
No. That's what I'm saying. So getting Conor Gallagher in to sit on the bench, because I don't think when everyone's back, I don't think this guy can. I don't think he'll be a first team start.
I think if we got him, I think someone like Lo Celso would go, and he would go in. Because
Lo Celso as
well. Yeah, but he just can't stay bloody fit, can he?
I know.
One game he gets a kick, and then he's out for 2 weeks. He can't go on like that.
So if you start with our strongest midfield, Matt, when everyone's back, I do personally think it was Bentancur, Sarr, and Maddison. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you put Bazoum on the bench, Diaz on the bench, and you bring Conor Gallagher, he'll be on the bench.
I feel like if you're Gallagher, you might go, do you know what? I'm up for it. I'm gonna push Sarr, and I'm gonna have his spot. And I think it will push Sarr on. You need competition to bring who's the best out,
Yeah, and hopefully you have that Bazouma.
And, if someone like a Maddison gets injured or he gets an ankle knock, which he does every season, mate.
Is he that player who can come in and say, do you know what? I can fill his gap and start spraying balls and putting balls.
He'll get you further forward. And the thing I like about him, he's homegrown, so that'll be good for us. And for a fact, again, in 2 years, if we've got African players, they're going to go out again. He comes in. You need options. Yeah. And Basuma, for some reason, he has quite a bad...
If you're going to...
He picks up way too many yellows for me, Basuma, and he's got a bad discipline. And I think Gallagher's, better in terms of that. If you're going to pick up injuries and knock, you need a squad.
It's hard to say.
I think he's the perfect.
If the club are 100% with it, is Ange 100%. If they're not,
he's been banging on about it since last summer, isn't he?
Yeah, but if they're not, Matt, I think there will be better options in the summer.
Yeah, it might be.
Come around,
mate. I'd like Morgan Gibbs White, but that's.
There'll be plenty of options out there, Matt. Yeah, because the summer is a good window to go.
The thing is, Spurs know Chelsea have got to sell because Chelsea need to balance the books, otherwise they're under FFP.
Yeah,
so
absolutely, that's the only other option.
I'm not paying 80 million for him. If Chelsea are asking for 80 million in January, that's ridiculous.
No chance. No.
I'd pay 40. I think I'd pay 40 as a max.
Maximum 40 million.
Yeah.
Maximum.
Yeah.
Because you got to pay the inflation, because we played it, obviously, with Brennan Johnson. We paid it for Charleston buying up Premier League clubs. So the inflation price is going to be there. To me, do you know what, Matt? Do you know if there's one player who I would love to go and get in the forward line there, Matt? It'll cost you a lot of money, but will be Jared Bowen, almost done.
Yeah, it'd be pretty tasty. Yeah, it'd be good.
Jared Bowen, mate. I tell you now, that guy. Would he score you the goals that Kane think? No, but he will get more goals than Werner.
He
more
gets you
goals
10
than
to 12. He gets you 10 to 15 a season.
And he's a constant threat, Matt. His quality on the ball, he just brings everything. I think since he's been put up top, I think he's been brilliant, Jared Bowen. But how much would he cost? Yeah, again, it's going to be inflation again, Matt, isn't it?
Yeah,
there's probably a price tag on him. The price tag Daniel Lee will probably want to pay is 40 million. But
I don't know what his contract situation is. If he's got like a 4-year deal still, then he's going to cost a fortune.
So everyone in the chat who's still in the comment section, guys, what do you think of the two which have been putting up against the Nooses and the Conor Gallaghers? And who would you like? And do you think Spurs are finished? Aggressive Pony thinks Spurs are finished for this window. Anyone in the comments section want to comment and say, are we finished? I don't think we are. Me personally, Matt. Go on, Matt. Is there comments in there?
Yeah, aggressive play. With Ange, it's about keeping that energy going for the full game. So we need players like Bentancur and Gallagher to act as the engine room for 90 minutes. And that's why he plays Sarr.
I can see where you're coming from there. Yeah, as Matt said there, he is an engine. And absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. But Sarr's the engine.
Yeah,
but Sarr's an engine as well.
Against City, we tired at 70 minutes. We just completely dropped off. We were knackered.
Yeah.
Because we were chasing the game. They were just passing the ball around.
For me personally, I mean, nothing against the lad, nothing against the guy. I think he just needs to go and find a permanent home, me personally.
Personally, I think Sarr is our forever energizer bunny. He runs all day, never complains, and his long legs eat up. Yeah, and he's brilliant defensively. And offensively, he's got a good pass on him and a shot.
Yeah,
very good player. I love Sarr. He says Martinez for me, the perfect striker, hard-working and a great team player. Don't know if he's a great finisher though. Don't know if he's a brilliant finisher.
Like people saying about Vlahovic and all that. I'm not too sure. You know what I mean?
Do you know what I like, mate? You know, I watched Liverpool today, and they've got that Jota. Diogo, I think he's a brilliant. He's just so good at finishing.
It's like about him, isn't it? It's like
35 mil, and he doesn't even start for him all the time.
He's like Nunes as well. I think
he's starting to come good, isn't he? Good player.
I think he's a decent player, mate. Me personally, give him time.
I've noticed with him, he's very good at finishing when he doesn't have to think about it. If it's just if he doesn't have time, he just scores. But when he's got time to think, what corner is it going to go in? Or I've got to score this, he misses them.
Yeah.
It's like a pressure thing. He says, bring in Alex Scott, Gallagher, Martinez, and Jota for me. I'm guessing that's Jota from the Saudi League.
That's talking. I wouldn't have Martinez, but the rest of them, yeah.
He'd be all right. I mean, I'd take Martinez, obviously, but
he's as aggressive player says, he's got the aggressive.
Whether he's enough, I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm very up. I don't know I don't think there's loads of strikers out. You can't replace Harry Kane, as I've said a million times.
You say about Martinez, he's got that aggression, he's got that sank about him. We've talked about it. Daniel brought it up earlier. Is that saying that they should have him anyway? 100%. 100%. If they're coming to Tottenham, they should have all that ready. We don't need to ask them to have it. I mean, can they score goals? That's the question. That's all we want.
And the thing with Alex Scott, I mean, you could see if we wanted to sign him now, I could see Bournemouth saying it would be 50 mil now. Because if he's scoring goals and getting assists and he's English, he's...
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure he only signed him this year, didn't they? So he's going to be on a 4 or 5 year deal.
I'll tell you another player, Nico Williams.
I really like him. I actually think he's good. Now, I'll tell you the one I actually prefer.
And do you know what? Matt, I think his release clause, apparently someone said 50 to 60 million. Go and get them.
Yeah, but the one I think the perfect one for it, to go alongside your doggy and keep, swapping them out if you need fresh legs. I like that Robinson from Fulham. I think he can even play the inverted fullback role brilliantly, and he's so quick.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I totally agree on that one.
Martinez has 20 plus goals a season with the last 3 seasons. Is that 20 goals a season like overall though, or is that just in the Serie A? Because
that's what I know.
It's still not bad. I mean, we could do with that.
Yeah, but it's saying we want
At the end of the day, it is the Serie A, and we've seen Lukaku come over here, can't do it. We've seen others.
Do you know what? Who should take a punt on in the summer? But Newcastle got him is Isaac.
Well, I think they've got to sell to balance the book. They might sell him. I'd have him. I would have him.
100%.
The only problem again with him is he does have injuries again. He goes out for like
attractive injuries.
But to be honest, we could get a player that's had no injury record and somehow he'll be out for 2 months or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
No, that's all of them, mate.
That's all of them. So we're going for an hour and 40 nearly. Thanks for everyone who's come in. Anyone in the chat, smash the like, guys. Subscribe if you already haven't. Tell your families and friends. Come on, let's get Premier Hotspur up to 1,000 subscribers. Been trying it for the last couple of years, but me and Matt, we had quite a long period off.
Yeah, we did have quite a big break, didn't we?
Yeah, and we're still up in the 740 subscribers. So let's see if we can hit that at the end of the season, before the end of the season. But it's not much to ask for, Matt, is there? There's a lot of people who go on other streams and maybe not subscribe to us. Let's get it out there. But Matt, end off, Matt. We're out in both cups now. One game a week. Let's hope we can get all the players back fighting fit
and stay injury free. That would be nice.
Free, and let's see where we can go. Let's see what the transfer window brings us. Maybe we may not get no one. Maybe saying, do you know what? We'll wait till the summer. Now we're not going to waste our money. But I still say there was definitely talks about this news. They were still active. Spurs were still active. Don't get me wrong. Yeah. I still say we are still active. I think they were just looking for the right player at the right price. Conor Gallagher is the one I'll be watching, guys. Conor Gallagher. Yeah, I think he'll be one to watch from now to the end of the window. But don't pin your hopes up that we'll get something done. You know what I mean? If we don't, we don't. We're not. It won't be end of the world.
As Jake said earlier, didn't he? So, we've actually signed 2 players. That's not bad for January, really. Yeah. You look at all the others. Yeah. Arsenal need a striker. I haven't even had a whimper, mate. Chelsea did a striker.
But Arsenal won as well. I think they're coming to financial fair play as well. I mean, they spent over. So, right, guys. I said thanks for everyone in the comments tonight. Thanks for everyone who's tuned in. Make sure you have smashed the like, subscribe if you already haven't, and still leave the comments after the show's gone because we will get them back to you. I said me and Matt will be back soon. Maybe we have a transfer roundup, Matt, during the week if you're available.
We'd have to have a Brentford review as well, wouldn't we?
Brentford review. Yeah, we'll have a review about that. Was it Wednesday, Matt?
Wednesday night, yeah.
Wednesday night. It depends when match free.
I could probably do Friday night, maybe.
Friday night? What, have a reaction show?
Yeah, because Saturday we're playing Everton, aren't we? There's 2 games in a week this week.
Yeah. So we can react.
Unless we just do it Saturday night and then you can review both games, but it'll be quite.
Yeah. And
we can talk about it.
Yeah, exactly. So, right, guys, we're out. We're done. Thanks for everyone's coming in.
Yeah, guys. Thanks for tonight.
Appreciate it from Premier Hotspur TV and me and Matt. So we'll leave you with this, guys. Thank you. God bless. Good night. And we'll see you soon.